Okay guys, hey! Welcome to my channel. If you're new here, hey, my name is Allie Braggs. Thanks for clicking on my video. Make sure to subscribe so you don't miss anything, and like this video. If you think, isn't it always weird that they tell you to like the video at the beginning of the video? But if you don't like it, why would I like it at the beginning? You know? Yeah, even Liam agrees. I guess that's what that sigh was. Anyway, subscribe, and I hope you like this video, so make sure to hit like. And if you're returning, what to do? So I thought I would make a productive, how to get out of a rut, getting productive again video, because school has been out for officially a week. And I've done nothing, which is nice. And I think everybody needs a break. But I'm now in a rut and I don't want to do anything at all. So we're going to get productive. We're going to try. So these are things, I guess, so the purpose of this video is really just to show you how I get out of a rut, how I get to like a productive day for me. It's almost 2 o'clock. It's like 1:53, 4, whatever. So I got up and I had brunch with some friends really early, and then I went to Target and just hung out. And so I'm home for the rest of the day. I don't have any plans. I think I'm just gonna chill, watch some Netflix, but that's after I'm productive and I get everything done that needs to be done. So I guess my first tip is to clean, is to clean. I was gonna say clean your space, which is I guess if you're say you're in high school or something, or you're just in a place where you only have your room essentially, so I would just clean your space. And for me, I live with people in an apartment here at college, and so I would clean my room specifically, but I would also clean around the apartment, because when the apartment's clean, then I feel my adult life is together, my life is together if my whole apartment's clean. Does it make sense? And I did, I cleaned yesterday, I vacuumed, I took all the trash out, organized and stuff like that. And I just need to make my bed and put up a little things from this morning, because I was running late, so I didn't clean up. So I'm just gonna make my bed and clean up. Tip number 2 would be to take everything that you know you're gonna need and put it in one room. So once you've cleaned, so I know I don't get any work done in my bedroom, so I'm going to take all of my stuff to my living room and I'm going to work in my living room. Make sense? Tip number 3, get a good playlist going. I'll link my Spotify down below, but music for me is a very big motivator. Or even if you know that you can work, because it's summer and it's not I'm in school right now and I need to study, so there's nothing that pertinent. So I would even have Netflix on in the background, or YouTube videos or something like that. So if it's something, I would say if you're doing homework, music, but if you're doing something where you can have that on in the background and it's not going to affect what you're doing and you remembering it later, I would say you can do Netflix and YouTube, because that's what I do. Tip number 4, snacks. I'm a snacker. I have to have snacks, and if I'm going to be powering out something to be productive, I would say that you need snacks. For me, that's a no-brainer. Even if I'm studying for finals, or I'm studying for a class, or just trying to get something done, I have to have a drink and I have to have a snack there, or I'm there's no point of me being there. I at least have to have like a coffee, some type of like flavored drink, soda. I gotta have something, juice. I gotta have something there. Otherwise, there's like no point of me like doing anything. Tip number 5, I think. I would say tip number 5 is to like lay out stuff. And I do this during the school year with school. So, you know, it starts to hit that point in the year where you're like, wow, next week I have like 17 assignments due, which is like kind of dramatic. But you know what I mean. So it's like, I have 17 assignments. What do I do? So I literally, first of all, I print everything off that I need. This is like more school, like productive tips. But I print everything off that I need. So it's like, oh, I'm going to need to do this assignment and I'm going to need to do this. And it's like, if there's a rubric, if there's instructions or anything, I print that off. And so that way it's like I have that physical like thing, and that represents one thing that I need to do. So if I have 3 projects, I will print the rubrics off for all 3 projects. So like for today, I have to write, I'm trying to be ahead of time, and I have to write Father's Day cards, and my mom is coming to visit me, so I didn't mail her anything for Mother's Day. So I bought her Mother's Day cards, and so I'm like writing those out so that they are there and ready to give her when she comes to visit me soon. Don't worry, I called her and I still got her something, so don't do me. I have to return my bathing suit, which you were propped on right now. So I'm gonna make sure that I like have it's like receipt and everything like ready to go, and I just need to like bag it up and return it. So I'm like doing all of that, and I just lay out everything that I like need to do, so I know that like this is a task, this is a task, and this is a task. And I'm a visual person, so that also helps me, like, because tip number 6 is to take, that's 7, 6 is to take breaks, but not like, oh, I read 1 page, let me take a break. It's more like, okay, so I have 6 things that I need to do. When I get halfway, I'll take a break. And I like that because you're like, not an hour, because you could spend an hour on something. Some people do time. I do like actual task. And so, because then it's like in an hour, I could be in the middle of a project, or I could like be 10 minutes into it, like not 10 minutes, but I could be an hour into a project and like only have like this much of it done. Does that make sense? So I do by task, and I'm like, once I cross these like 7 things off my list, then I can take a break, no matter how like big or small they are. So you're like, so you're actually getting things done instead of like a time limit. That's just how my brain works, and it works best for me. Tip 7, which really I would do in the beginning, is to make a list of everything you have to do, so that you know you're like, well, it kind of ties in with 6, I guess you could say. So when you're laying everything out, make a list of it, because and I talk about this in my organization video, but it's like, oh, I need to study for, no, it's summer. What's something I have to do? So for YouTube, prep YouTube. So I would plan videos, I would film videos, I would, what else? Prep, film, edit. So like do YouTube on that checklist, I would have little things under that. So I make a list of everything that I need to do that goes under that category or anything like that. Yeah, honestly, I think there's like little things, you know, these tip videos, and you're like, I feel like there's more to it. There usually is. I feel like there's always like more to it. And honestly, you could sit here and watch 7 tips to get productive. But you kind of know like what works for you. Like I know I always try to get my friends, like they're like, oh, I need to go do homework, and I'm like, okay, well, go to the library, put your headphones in, sit down, go do your homework. And they're like, that doesn't work for me. Like they literally don't function that way. And they're like, I have to be in my room, in my bed, getting anything done. And I'm like, if you put me in bed, I'm watching YouTube, watching Netflix, or I'm sleeping. Like, or scrolling through Instagram or something. Does that make sense? So it's like everyone works the same way. So really, I guess tip number 8 is like just to find what works for you, because everyone is different and there's no point of you trying to make yourself fit into this box when that's not you. You know? Like there's no point in trying. Life tip. This isn't just tip number 8. Life tip. Don't try to fit into the mold of like society or into your sorority or into your like friend group that aren't really your friends. Like do what is best for you and like do what makes you happy. So like if you're, I don't know, I can't think of anything. I don't know. I know everyone's like trying to find houses and roommates for next year and everything, and so it's like if I realize that like, wow, this living situation is not good for me and I needed to get out of that, I would get out of it. Sorry, I might make some people upset, but like I know that for my like mental health, emotional health, and physical well-being, that like, oh, this is not going to work for me next year, and like I would get out of that. That's not me, but that's like an example of something, because I had to have a friend do that recently. Oh, tip number 9. So any random thing like that you can think of, go ahead, put it on the list and get it done. You have to check the mail, put it on the list. You have to take your dog on a walk, put it on the list. That way it gets done. And like I am a writer, so like I have, you see in my organization video, which I'll like, I don't know how to put it up above me, but maybe we'll learn. But I'll link it down below if nothing else. Like put that, like I write it down. And I think some people are like, I'm not good at writing down. They're good on their phone. Like, you know, and notes like updated if you have an iPhone. And you can like literally, it's like a checklist, which sometimes I even use and I really like that. So like put it in your phone, like find whatever works for you and do it. Make sure that's on the list though, whatever you do. Finally, tip number 10, and then we won't find out. That was for you, Jordan. I'd say tip number 10, treat yourself. I think that we're usually like, we are in a society where we work, and sometimes it's all work and no play, which I definitely get into the rut of. But after, especially because it's summer, and sometimes people are like, oh, you're like doing what? And so you're like, treat yourself after. If you know, like I was saying, like give yourself a break. So if you're doing 3 tasks with a break and then 4 tasks with a break and then 2 tasks with a break and you're done, then like you're done for the day. Like find a stopping place and relax for the rest of the day. It's summer. You do not have to go 110 miles per hour. Relax. Okay? Now watch me do all 10 of my tips.